Good afternoon, meteorologist Lena McNutt here. Good afternoon, meteorologist Lena McNutt here, back with a tornado warning that has been issued. And I was actually kind of surprised to see this because the threat of tornadoes, we aren't even outlooked for tornadoes today. We're not even outlooked for severe thunderstorms. But I did expect if storms post up to severe limits that we could have a few warnings, but I did not expect a tornado warning. But we do now have a tornado warning in effect for Wilson County. I believe that is for Wilson County. I do not have the exact details on it yet. I assume this was a quick spin up tornado, a tornado that just quickly formed and then dissipated. I do not expect this to be on the ground for long. Like I said, we aren't even outlooked for tornadoes today. So I assume this was just a very quick spin up tornado that occurred very briefly. It is radar indicated. We have not had any confirmation. I did see some broad rotation, but I was not very concerned about it. So it must have really got tighter, if you will. And then we have a new severe thunderstorm warning back there. I'll touch on that in a minute. I want to check the velocity. Not seeing anything that jumps out to me, but I'm seeing a little bit of strong winds near Tucker's, just north of Tucker's Crossroads there. So this is for central Smith County and of northeastern Wilson County until Middle Tennessee. This goes until 3:30. I do not expect that to last. I do not expect it to last that long, just because again I think this was a very quick spin up tornado that just quickly formed. It's probably dissipated now, but there's the policy that we do have to stay on whenever there is a tornado warning, and that is indeed what we are doing. It is our policy to stay on whenever there is a tornado warning. So we're going to stick here with you until this warning expires. We have tons of other storms out there, but no other tornado warnings besides that one in Smith and Wilson County. Let's check for debris real quickly. I'm not seeing anything that mainly, again, sticks out. I'll check storm relative just to see if we're seeing anything that really jumps out, if you will. What time tomorrow will the tornado warning? We're not really sure if the tornado warning will reach West Virginia. I'm gonna pull up the outlook in a minute for you, but I just want to touch briefly on this tornado warning. And I can kind of see some rotation on 70 North. There's a good amount of lightning with this. I want to check for debris. And then Amber brought up a good point. That is a good point, Amber, because I do want to check the outlooks for tomorrow. I want to show you what's going on for tomorrow and Wednesday. So that's a very good point. Thank you for bringing that up, Amber. I'm not really seeing any debris per se, but there's some broad rotation. All right. Amber brought up a good point, so let's go to the day 2 outlook. I want to put reflectivity on. I'll touch on this tornado warning in a minute. Looks like the storm itself is weakening a little bit. The tornado warning was warned for this storm back over here, just east of Lebanon. So then we have a severe thunderstorm warning back here. Let's pull up the day 2 outlook. We have a lot of colors on here. I apologize for that. But if you're in western West Virginia, if you're in northwest West Virginia, you have a slight risk for severe weather. The rest of West Virginia has a marginal risk. So if you're in the marginal, I would probably expect some hail, maybe some gusty winds. If you're in the slight risk, you have a possibility for a couple brief tornadoes. Shouldn't last long. Strong winds, probably a few severe thunderstorm warnings, and probably some large hail. Now, Wednesday is going to be a much more bigger threat. So, timing probably afternoon, late evening, I'd say. I'd say probably the afternoon to late evening is what me and the computer models are basically agreeing with. So. And then Wednesday will probably be a much bigger threat. I'm checking on my phone to see if we have had any updates. We have not. It's still radar indicated for with the possibility of quarter-sized hail. I want to check day 3, then I'm going to get back to the tornado warning because I want to cover people that are in Wilson and Smith County concerned possibly about the tornado warning. So, let's check comments here real quickly. Checking them on my phone as well. Thank you so much, Evan. Yeah, of course, anytime. Anytime. I'm happy to help. Day 3, most central part of West Virginia will probably is in a slight risk, may be a little enhanced by the time we get to day 2 or day 1. The rest of the eastern part of West Virginia is in a marginal risk. So that's what we're looking at right now. But I would not be surprised if we get a moderate risk here. Either come out at 1 o'clock tonight or come out day 1. Because the way things are looking right now, it looks like we could have a significant tornado outbreak Wednesday. So definitely a heads up to people in Kentucky, Indiana. And even if you're on the eastern part of the country, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Virginia, Tennessee, Ohio, Indiana, those parts of the country could be very much affected as well. Okay, so let's go back to this tornado warning. I'm also checking comments. We're about an hour outside of Ohio, so we're in the risk. Yeah, you might go under enhanced Wednesday. Tuesday you'll probably stay slight, but I think Wednesday you have the potential to go under an enhanced risk very well. I think that is still very much on the table, Amber. Thought I lost something here for a second. Okay. All right, so back to this tornado warning. This storm will not be with us much longer. It's going to be moving into Putnam County here. I've not really touched on that severe thunderstorm warning. I do want to go to that. So is this... Well, you have a severe weather threat basically Tuesday and Wednesday. So severe weather threats are on the table for both Tuesday and Wednesday, but I'd say Wednesday you probably have the higher threat. Like most people. If that helps you at all. All right, let's go back to this severe thunderstorm warning. I have not really touched on this one here. This is west of Centerville. This is for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. Pretty big storm south of Fairview that could turn severe very quickly as well. And seeing about quarter size. I just measured it off of my phone. I'm seeing about quarter size hail, so that could turn severe very quickly as well if that continues to strengthen. All right. Severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Perry County in Middle Tennessee and southwestern Hickman County in Middle Tennessee. This is moving to the east at 20 miles per hour. This was located 9 miles northeast of Linden. The main threat we'll be looking at here is 60-mile-per-hour winds. So is this Wednesday? Oh, I think I already read that. All right. Well, to just cap it off, I think you basically have a threat Tuesday, but I think you have a bigger threat Wednesday. Okay. 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Locations impacted include Centerville, Lobbleville, and Pleasantville. I was just talking about that storm that we could get severe thunderstorm warned, and that has indeed turned severe. So we'll talk about that in a minute. We have warnings starting to pop up. Several severe thunderstorm warnings now starting to pop up, and even a tornado warning. We're going to get back to that. We'll stay here with you until the tornado warning expires because that is our policy. It is our policy to stay on whenever there is a tornado warning. So we'll stick here with you until this expires. This mainly looks like a damaging wind threat to me. I'll check the winds here. Yeah, we're seeing a good bit of wind, close to, I'd say 60 probably. Measure that off of my phone here real quickly. Sorry if I'm talking too fast. Just have a lot of warnings to get to today. So I apologize about that. And we're indicating about 60-mile-per-hour winds. About 60-mile-an-hour winds. So Yeah, about 60-mile-per-hour winds over 100. I think that's Highway 100, I think. That's going to be moving into Buffalo, Swan Bluff, and Centerville. Thank you so much. Thank you, Amber. No, thank you, Amber. Thank you. I try to do my best, but thank you very much for the compliment. Thank you. Let's track this east. I may need to back up a little bit. Yeah, I probably will actually need to back up a little bit. So let's track this. Moving east, I believe, at 20. If I'm not, somebody correct me, but I believe it's east at 20. Beaver Dam Springs, 317. Swan Bluff, 346. And Maple Bluff at 356. All right. Let's go back to this tornado warning, and then I'll talk about that severe thunderstorm warning in a minute. If you're in a severe thunderstorm warning, or if you have storms near your area, we're not forgetting about you, but we do have a tornado warning that we do need to pay very close attention to that are in parts of Smith and Wilson County here. So let's go back here. The storm is moving pretty fast. I think it's all the way over by Cartridge now, and Elmwood. Let's check the velocity here on it. Still nothing that really jumps out to me that I'm not very concerned about it, because there's really nothing that I see that's jumping out. We'll check debris, see if there's any debris up here in the storm. No debris, so that's good. Check storm relative. I mean, yeah, I think the rotation has basically just dissipated. It was over here, and now I'm not really seeing much in the way of rotation. So like I said, I think this was a very, very quick spin-up tornado that just briefly, if it did touch down at all, it was a very brief touchdown, very weak touchdown. I'm not really seeing much in the way of rotation anymore. They'll probably keep it going until 3:30. So we'll stay here with you until this warning expires. But we have other storms to talk about as well. So kind of just looking over here, see if you have any reports from the Weather Service. I don't think so. No new reports yet. They've trimmed the severe thunderstorm warning back a good bit. All right, let's go back to this. I'm seeing a pretty big hail core over here. I think that's. Let me check the size on that real quickly. About 1.4. So close to $half size hail, I would say. I think they did just drop the tornado warning. That's what I'm looking at. And they did. So we'll touch on this severe thunderstorm warning quickly, and then I'm gonna sign off here. Again, very big days for tomorrow and Wednesday. So like I said, I think that was a very quick spin up and very brief tornado, if it did touch down at all. Excuse me. This storm is basically riding 240 right now. 840. Has a good bit of lightning with it. It'll be moving towards the Franklin area and also towards the Nolensville area. So put on a northeast track. So moving east at 20 miles per hour. So we'll move it northeast, or probably something in that sort. May have put a little bit of a long track on it, but that's okay as well. Kingfield 323, South Hall 342, Franklin 354, Mudsink 4 o'clock, and at Paytonsville 409, and Trinity at 410. So again, a very large hail with that storm. The main threat, if we do get warnings today, which we probably will get more, I'll probably be on again shortly. It will be for hail and most likely winds. I don't know if anything has touched down yet. We did see a little bit of rotation earlier, but we have not had any reports of anything touching down yet. I think if it did, like I said, it'd be very weak and it would be very brief. So again, just to cap it off, you have several severe thunderstorm warnings. One moving out of Wilson County, heading towards Smith County. That will be out of the viewing area in about an hour. One headed towards Franklin, and then a storm mainly for close to 60-mile-per-hour winds headed towards Centreville. So, any new warnings will be back on right away. Until then, I'm going to sign off of here. Thanks for being